The Galactic Chronicles: Rise of the Intergalactic Empire. In the vast expanse of the galaxy, there existed a region of space, where several intelligent civilizations coexisted in a delicate balance. The space was dotted with countless planets, each with its unique ecosystem and sentient life forms, while the star systems formed an intricate web of interstellar highways. The space explorers from the different races had congregated in the central planet of the region, a neutral world called Nexus, to share knowledge and technology, and broker alliances. However, the tenuous state of peace was about to be shattered by a sinister force, whose intentions were not entirely clear. The chronicle begins with the exploration of a deserted planet called Xylar by a group of advanced beings known as the Calari. The Calarians were known throughout the galaxy for their curiosity and thirst for acquiring knowledge about the unknown. They were a clairvoyant species, possessing telepathic abilities, enabling them to communicate with other beings through their minds. They had come across Xylar, a planet lying beyond the borders of the known space, and they decided to investigate its origins. What they found there was something beyond their wildest imagination. The planet was teeming with life, but all the life forms were extinct, and the once fertile land lay barren. The Calarians found evidence of a vast network of ancient ruins, and the remnants of a once great civilization. Among the ruins, the Calarians found an artifact, which appeared to have some form of power source. When they activated it, they were suddenly transported to a distant location, in a part of space, which was uncharted. The Calarians found themselves on a planet, which had a star system unlike the ones they had seen before. The system had 3 stars, with planets orbiting around each of them. It was a rare occurrence, which happened only once in several million years. As the Calarians investigated the planet, they came across an unusual race of beings. They were humanoid in shape, with telekinetic powers, and they could control the fabric of space around them. They called themselves the Icarians, and they welcomed the Calarians to their world. The Icarians explained that they belonged to an ancient intergalactic empire, which had governed the galaxy for several hundred millennia. However, the empire had fallen due to internal strife, and the galaxy had plunged into chaos. The Icarians revealed that they had come across a device, similar to the one the Calarians had found on Xylar, which had transported them to a remote corner of the galaxy. They had used it to safeguard themselves from the warring factions that had emerged since the fall of the Empire. The Calarians were amazed by the discovery, and they realized the potential of the artifact. They reasoned that if they could use it to transport themselves to the central planet of the Nexus, they would be able to share the technology with the other species, and usher in an era of peace and prosperity. Thus began the rise of a new entity, an intergalactic empire, which would bring order to the galaxy. The Calarians approached the other races and explained the situation, and the plan was met with reservations. The different species had their own agendas, and they were reluctant to relinquish their autonomy. However, the Calarians managed to convince them that it was in their interest, and the empire was formed. The intergalactic empire was a success, at least initially. The Calarians became the ruling class, and they set up a senate, with representatives from each species, to govern the galaxy. There were a few bumps, but for the most part, the galaxy remained in peace. However, as the years passed, the Calarians became increasingly authoritarian, and they used their telepathic powers to control the other races. They created artificial intelligence to keep surveillance on the planets and the ships that traversed the interstellar highways. The Empire had brought stability, but it had come at a steep cost. The individuality of the different species had been sacrificed, and the Calarians had become the overlords. There were a few dissenters, who rebelled against the Empire, but they were quickly crushed. The galaxy had fallen under the spell of the Calarians' control, and it would take a monumental effort to break the shackles. The chronicle ends with a young Calarian, who rebels against his own kind, and joins forces with the lost civilizations of the galaxy, who seek to liberate themselves from the yoke of tyranny. Together, they set out on a perilous journey, to find the original device, which had started it all, and to destroy it, before it falls into the hands of the Empire. Their struggle would be long and arduous, but if they succeeded, the galaxy would be set free, and a new era of hope and prosperity would be born.